Ari, this is Avengers 332, the final story in the Barry Hamner run. This one, it pits his Avengers team up against Mr. Doom. Enough said, that means enough has been said. I was convinced though that this cover had Sandman on it, but it doesn't. Which means that Sandman, he never really managed to be on a cover of the series before he is dropped from the book silently. We start off and I already love the book because, well, look at the invisible wife there. She is beautiful. It took us ages to read this one because I kept starting and then I'd get proper turned on by the invisible wife on this page. I think the reason that she has been drawn so sexily was because they want to draw your attention away from this invitation that is very badly aligned. What's happening is the Fantastic Force and loads of others, they have been invited to the grand opening of the rebuilt Avengers house. Great double splash page here, and this is the time to discuss the artist, Ryan Paul. This is his final issue on the Avengers. Sadly, he doesn't even complete this story, and that's going to be like my main criticism of the next issue. I think what happened was Ryan Paul, he had joined the book back when Jason Byrne was coming on board as the new writer, and since then he has been like the constant. He's been there for Jason Byrne, he's been there for Fabio Nicieza, and now Barry Hamner. And he has seen all these writers quit the book early, and if I were him, I'd just be sick of the lack of a steady direction for the series, for what's been like 30 issues or so. One thing Ryan Paul did great was stuff like this, big splash pages or double splash pages, and he's really good at maintaining arc continuity between them. Like, I don't know, you've got Kazar and She-Hulk talking there, so if the script later on as Charlotte Witch saying something, then when he would draw the panel of her, he would also draw Kazar and She-Hulk beside her. Before I crack on though, there's a good bit with Rage and Sandman. They were setting up a nice little friendship between them, and this is the last you will ever see of it. This story gives us easily the best villain for the run, Mr. Doom. He decides to crash this party because he is a nasty man. And his appearance, combined with the Fantastic Four's guest starring, this is probably another reason why I've always seen this run as being like a brother in arms to Simon Walterson's Fantastic Force run. So Mr. Doom, he has infiltrated Avengers house. This is a really fun issue. Here Mr. Doom, he walks straight past Alfred, and I really love this issue so much. This issue and the Lieutenant Surge story from the first two issues, I think they are a great example of how amazing this run could have been if it had ran longer or it didn't get distracted with monsters. Here we have got a lovely moment with Rage and Alfred. Rage, he is feeling out of place at the party, and then he tells Alfred how his granny has made them all cupcakes, and it's just a really lovely moment between Rage and Alfred. So Captain America, he ducks out of the party to investigate the sightings of Mr. Doom. Then we have got Stanley Lee. He makes one of his cameo appearances that he loves doing. And one thing that I have pointed out in the other reviews of this run is that they really haven't made the most of Sandman being on the team. And well, here is our story that does just that. Captain America, he calls the Vision and Sandman away to help them ferret out Mr. Doom without alarming the rest of the party. And seeing Sandman as an Avenger, it's so fun, and it's a shame we never got to see any more after this. Elsewhere, Iron Man, he has shown up late, and a few issues ago, I said it was weird that Captain Marbles, the real one, Monica Rambeau, she had assumed leadership of the teammates who got left behind by the triox of endoscopy, when Iron Man was also there and he seemed like the obvious choice to lead them. But it makes sense because this was during a period where Iron Man, he was trying to have a secret identity, and it was like a running joke that all the Avengers blatantly knew that he was still Robert Downton Abbey Jr. and that he's always like slipping up around them. But yeah, that would be why he didn't take our leading the others in that issue. So the Vision and Sandman, they encounter Mr. Doom in the basement and they have a fight with him. As I said, it's really great seeing Sandman actually doing stuff and being a hero and being an Avenger. There's not even like an hint of Sandman being anything but a good Avenger here. So the Vision, he relays to Captain America that they have found Mr. Doom, and the three of them, they regroup and they prepare to try another assault. And well, Mr. Doom, he's a great villain, but on top of that, this is just a really brilliant fight. Honestly, I recommend this comic a lot. I can't help but regret we didn't get 8 issues of this quality instead of all that monster shite. Mr. Doom, he defeats them by dispersing Sandman, and so now we have got Captain America, last man standing, ready to fight. And I'm trying not to spoil this one too much, but suffice to say, we have a lot of fun, and we end with Mr. Doom announcing his presence to the whole party. And if you look closely, there is a miscoloured seagull. It's to be continued, obviously. This is great fun. This is exactly where the book should have gone after the Lieutenant Surge story. We get a good villain, we get an exciting Avengers lineup, and we've got a great focus on the Vision and Sandman and Captain America. He was there, and we had that great scene with Rage and the bit with She-Hulk and Scarlett Johansson and Iron Man. I think Kazar and Spider-Man, they are the only members of this team who didn't get anything today. I rate this comic 7 thumbs up.